Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. So, whole bunch of stuff going on in the news today. Hegseth was out tweeting saying that he's going to end the Women, Peace, and Security program in the Department of Defense in the Pentagon. His quote was, "This morning I proudly ended the Women, Peace, and Security program inside the DoD. The WPS, I'm going to call it WPS from this point forward, so Women, Peace, and Security, WPS, is yet another woke, divisive, social justice Biden initiative." Everybody playing bingo there. Check your bingo cards. Make sure you haven't got bingo yet, because all of the good words are there, right? The woke, divisive, social justice Biden initiative that overburdens our commanders and troops, distracting them from our core task, war fighting. I'm so manly now. His testosterone must have been flowing when he was typing this. The WPS is a United Nations program pushed by feminists and left-wing activists. Anyone have bingo yet? Check your cards. Politicians fawn over it. Troops hate it. Department of Defense will execute the minimum of WPS and fight to end it in the next budget. Okay, Hegseth, wait a minute. You just said in the first sentence that you proudly ended it. And now you're saying, well, we're just going to do the minimum. And then he had to do a follow-up tweet. And I'll tell you why in a second. The follow-up tweet, it was basically, the follow-up post, I don't know if he did it on Twitter, straightforward and security, that the WPS was straightforward and security focused in 2017. And then Biden ruined it. Ooh, ew. Okay, so if you're playing, with your bingo card on all the charged words and all the fearful words that the Republicans like to use, check to see if you've got bingo, and don't forget the center square is a free square. Couple little inconvenient facts about the Women, Peace, and Security program. First of all, it was spearheaded by none other than Ivanka Trump during Trump's first term as president. Marco Rubio and Kristi Noem co-sponsored the bill, and Mike Walls was, heavily involved with this, all the way up until 2023, in fact. And Trump signed it into law. So it's a law, Hegseth can't just ignore the law, end the law, just because he thinks it's not worthwhile. It doesn't quite work that way. What the Women, Peace, and Security program essentially does is it builds bridges and connections between countries before a war kicks off, or before a conflict kicks off. So the whole point of this, or one of the points of this, is to prevent wars, which is funny because, it says, distracting from our core task, which is war fighting. This is something that's going to prevent you from your core task. So I can see why you don't like it there, Hegseth. The other thing is that it's also, there's a lot more women that are joining the military. And this is one of those programs that was designed to give women more of a role in the in these conflict negotiation type roles. It's not like putting them in places where they shouldn't be. Is just, you're being more inclusive, which I guess is a bad thing, right? Also, in addition to being inclusive, it's also taking into account women combat troops. Like they, as a result of this program or input from this program, they were modifying the gear that the bullet protection suits or vests or whatnot to for women as well, because women's body shapes are different than men's. Hegseth might be aware of that. He might not be aware of that. I mean, seriously. So, once again, Hegseth has stepped right into a big turd, big steaming dog turd, and he's trying to shake it off. and he's trying to say that it's all Biden's fault, that this thing was just going along swimmingly until Biden showed up and screwed it all up. So he's blaming the UN, he's blaming Biden, he's blaming left-wing activists, he's blaming feminists. It's just it's a woke program. It's divisive. It's promotes social justice. Yada yada yada. Someone out there definitely has got a bingo on this one. So we're going to take a look at this. There's a bunch of other stuff. This is going to be more of a grab bag, just because Dave and I have kind of noticed that there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on, but none of it is worth like a full deep dive on. It's just, the dancing monkeys all over the place. So we're just going to sort of follow what's going on with the dancing monkey. So this will be for entertainment purposes only. Okay, my mic settings look pretty good. All right, so let's look at the energy on WPS. Will Hegseth be able to successfully end this program? I mean, Trump signed this and he thought it was a great thing. Now Hegseth saying it's a bad thing. We'll look at what Trump is thinking about this now. Okay, let's take a look at that first. What's Trump thinking about his boy Hegseth, who he's been defending time and again with Signalgate 1 and 2, and just every time the guy opens his mouth, he just sticks his foot right in it. Okay, entertainment purposes only. What's Trump thinking about Hegseth right now in relation to this WPS fiasco? Okay, it's upside down. Okay, foundation of the reading is the magician. This could be one of a couple things. This could be Trump saying, okay, here's yet another mess I gotta wave a wand to try and get out of. Or it could just be Trump saying, hey, we're just trying to create things that are valuable to our MAGA base. Let's see. Let's keep going. The challenge is the 10 of Wands. Okay, I see where this is going. Okay, it's the former. It's the, God damn it, now I got to fix this problem that you've created. You're creating a very big burden for me. You're creating work for me. I'd rather these were all golf shafts and I could go out and play the links, but instead you're making me work. Energy underneath this Page of Wands. Okay, now I got to put some new messaging coming forth on why WPS is either good or not good. I don't think this was on Trump's radar, but the communication amongst Trump and his staff is obviously not good, since Trump wasn't even on Signalgate. In the past, you got the Three of Pentacles. I don't know if this is where, Trump and his staff should have been talking and collaborating together, or if this is just simply Hegseth collaborating with the people around him that nod their heads in agreement or say things that Hegseth likes and then they just go ahead and execute it. Current energy is the Nine of Pentacles. Once again, I think this is that whole Trump is really getting annoyed with Hegseth because Trump just wants to cruise. He just wants to enjoy the finer points of being president. He doesn't actually have to do the work. And Hegseth keeps making Trump having to do work. And work is old magic here. Overarching energy is the Ace of Cups. Yeah, I think Trump's kind of pissed off. He's starting to come to the end of his leash with this guy. This guy's such a loose cannon. Lesson to be learned. Oh my. The Death card. Well, this could be the end. Could be the end of the program. Could be end of WPS. Could be the end of our happy relationship with Hegseth. I'm stunned that this guy is still around. I mean, the loyalty he must show Trump, it must be amazing for Trump not to have already kicked him to the curb. So we'll have to see what that looks like. The outcome is the Four of Pentacles. Trump's going to do what Trump's going to do. Whatever works in Trump's best interest is what he's going to do. So, so that Death card could be the end of WPS. It could be the end of Hegseth. Maybe both. But Trump will decide, and Trump will do anything that's in his best self-interest. I mean, that's just simply how he rolls. So there you go. And if any of you think I'm biased, well, sorry. I'm calling it like I see it. Although I don't think this one's going to get so popular that I'll get a bunch of MAGA people in there. So no worries there. It's not like I'm doing a Trump health reading. Then I might get some MAGA folks in the comments section, or are we at the end of the Trump era? Those videos always do quite well, and I get lots of angry MAGA people that think that this is going to go on forever. Your dear leader's 78 years old. He treats his body like crap, and his mind is going fast. You really think this is going to last forever? I don't think so. All right, so the other things in the news, and I'll just sort of touch lightly on them. Tariffs, and more tariffs. It's terrifying. So there was a news article about Amazon. They've got, I guess, some real low-cost branch of Amazon. I'd have to look it up. Okay, I'll look it up. Just stand by. Okay, so it's there was an ultra low cost Amazon haul store which considered the idea of listing import charges on certain products, and that just got Trump he just lost it. He was saying that it was basically what was the quote that Trump used? Like, not it was like it's like unpatriotic or something like that. Stand by. Let me look at that quote too. Okay, here it is. Trump was calling it a hostile and political move that Bezos was going to show tariffs next to the prices of stuff. And then he got on the phone and probably yelled at Bezos, and Bezos, being Trump's little bitch, decided that, I don't want Trump yelling at me. I'm not going to put those tariff prices next to the real prices. We're not going to do that, Mr. President. Tears. And then President says, he was a good guy. He fixed it really quick. Trump is just... The level of non-transparency is just stunning to me. I mean, Trump's touting how these tariffs are going to make everything great in the United States and how China and all these countries are going to pay for it. And yet here's Bezos having the gall to show you that, no, actually, you're going to pay for it. You, the consumer, will be paying for it. The prices just went up, and this is the reason why. And Trump lost his shit on it, right? And then Trump was on an interview where he was basically saying that, well, China will probably pay for the tariffs. And it's just like, are you joking? China will probably pay for it? What if they probably don't pay for it? I guess somebody else will probably pay for it. I mean, and this is kind of where I'm going with this reading, is how stupid does Trump really think MAGA is? It's like, my God, these guys think the MAGAites are just the dumbest people on the planet. Now, granted, they're easily fooled and they're more than willing to believe what they're told, but after a while, you got to start scratching your head and thinking, boy, oh boy, do these guys not respect MAGA. the typical MAGA supporter here. That China will probably pay the tariffs. Well, are they going to pay them or not, right? It's just such a clown show with Trump and his folks. So for just entertainment purposes only, I just did the reading on Hegseth where, he used his bingo card list of terms that causes MAGA to, grab their worry beads tightly. Is MAGA going to keep buying all this load of nonsense that Trump and Hegseth and keep dishing out to him? Entertainment purposes only. And I'm going to keep a real open mind on this because, frankly, I'm kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other on this. On one hand, you kind of hope that common sense grips them finally and shakes them out of this charm spell they're under with Trump. But on the other hand, they're pretty fiercely loyal to dear leader. So I have no idea where it's going. So let's just take a look. Is MAGA going to keep drinking this Kool-Aid and buying all this nonsense that the Republicans are throwing at him because it's what they want to hear or it keeps them scared. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, foundation of the reading is the Nine of Pentacles. I keep getting this card in situations where it's Trump reveling in the benefits of being in government. The benefits of being the president and executive in power. He's just enjoying the finer things, and he will continue to enjoy the finer things because, frankly, these tariffs don't impact him much. He never pays his bills anyway, so what the hell, right? The challenge is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so this could be MAGA wants Trump to continue being president and enjoy the finer things, but they're getting a little frustrated with the double talk and the realization that what's coming out of their mouths isn't what's happening, and that they're living a lifestyle. Their lifestyle isn't changing, but mine is going to change negatively very quickly. In the past, we had the Five of Wands. You kind of wondered when that card was going to show up. The Five of Wands. So just all this chaos. This is all the communication that's coming out of Trump and out of Hegseth and out of the Republican leadership. That's just contradictory, inflammatory, and full of charged things to make you scared. But it keeps flip-flopping, right? First we have tariffs on everybody, including penguins. And then they start carving out exceptions to the tariffs. And now maybe China will pay for them. When on the campaign trail, China was definitely going to pay for them. That's why these idiots voted for him in the first place. So this could be the confusion inside MAGA's head. And that's where I'm going with this. If you want to know how MAGA thinks, this is the card for you. This is what's going on in their head. And it's, I'm going to pull a Libby, sorry. And it's a big burden for them. All right, so in the past, you had the Four of Swords. They were, this is a card of reflection. I may have to reverse it because I just don't know that MAGA actually has done reflection. In the past, maybe they should have done reflection. In the past, I don't think, I'm going to turn this upside down and say they didn't reflect on their choices. They just believed the rhetoric. You say that these are the bad people, I'm going to believe you. These are the bad people. This is where, if I've got bias, fine. But it fits the reading a lot more, and what my experience has been, what I've seen a lot more if that's reversed. No reflection going on. Just support Trump, whatever he says. Current energy is the Ace of Cups. MAGA is starting to find out that, the cost of their things that they want to buy, or if they're a small business owner, the cost of the products that they want to sell is going up. And they're unhappy about it because they're realizing that what Trump said and what actually happens are not congruent. They're not in alignment, and they're left holding the bag. They've been keeping a lid on their emotions, but that lid's coming off. Overarching energy is the Knight of Cups. It's, as Dave likes to call it, the false friend. This could be Trump making an offer to them. Oh, maybe China will pay it. I think this is just one of those things where they're starting to realize that they're being told something. They're being told what they want to believe, but they're starting to see that that's not what's actually happening. A lot of cups in this reading. What's the lesson to be learned? Eight of Wands. Don't believe everything that's coming across that you're reading. Don't believe all the tweets. Don't believe all of the Fox News banners. Now, are they going to still believe it? It's hard to say. I'll know when we get to the outcome card, right? But that's what I'm getting from this. There's a lot happening. They need to stop believing everything that they're being fed. And the outcome is, well, that's a tough card. The Ten of Cups, the happy family. Hopes, this whole, everything's going to be great and rainbow. I mean, this is the message that Trump is sending. When he did that interview, I think it was with ABC, he said that China will probably pay for it. And they were pressing with saying, well, isn't this going to cause some economic hardship? Oh, no, everything's going to be great. He's skipping past the economic hardship and going right to the end, which is, after these are all done, everything's great because, all these countries have a trade surplus with us. They're making fun of us and we're fighting back. And at the end of the day, everything's going to be grand. So are they going to buy it? It's hard to say because this is what's going on in their little minds. So, okay, let's just do a clarifier on that Ten of Cups because I really don't know. This is what Trump's selling them, and they may still believe him. So give me a clarifier on the Ten of Cups. What does this really mean? What does this outcome mean? Okay. Well, what you're supposed to do is ask clarifiers until you get up to 3 clarifying cards or a major arcana. So I got the Moon, which is a major arcana. This is Trump's messaging, but it's very confused. It's a confused messaging. And they've got the argy-bargy card to play with. They're confused. But they know emotionally they're starting to feel unhappy. So they're not there yet. They're trying really hard to make Trump's narrative fit their reality. But the fact is, their reality does not align with Trump's narrative. I'm going to tell a quick story and then we'll wrap this up. Dave dated a girl once who really had some mental health issues. That would be the nicest way to say it. And I remember he told me once, he goes, because he would go nuts because she would tell him stuff and it just wouldn't make sense. And he goes, what I did was I got to a point where I said, okay, the underlying assumption was that she was telling me the truth. And I couldn't make sense of things. So I just stopped for a second. I said, okay, well, what if she's lying to me? Then how do the pieces fit in? And he goes, as soon as I did that, everything started falling into place. It's like reading these cards, like that Four of Swords. If I read it right side up, it's like it doesn't make sense. But if you turn it upside down and reverse it, it's like, okay, yeah, now that makes a lot of sense. Now I understand how these pieces fit. And he goes, once I started doing that, everything started making sense. He stopped dating the girl. He moved on and he had a much happier life after that. But it's the same situation with MAGA. They need to, at some point, they need to stop and say, what if he's lying to me? Do these things make sense? That Ace of Cups starts making a lot more sense if you think, well, he lied to me about who's paying for the tariffs because I'm paying for it. So how can you say this is going to be this great ending when I'm suffering and yet he's out there as the Nine of Pentacles enjoying the finer things in life and I can't even afford to put food on the table because there's no one to pick the crops. There's nothing to put on the store shelves and the stuff that's on the shelves has doubled in price. So they'll find out eventually, but they've got to change their perspective on things. Too bad the Hangman wasn't in there. That would have been the perfect card for this. Well, thank you so much for watching and spending the last 24 minutes of your life with me. Hopefully this was entertaining for you. Dave and I will probably do some readings tonight. So this may just be a one-off for me. So really appreciate it. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We're marching our way to 28,000 subscribers. Woohoo! And we'll be celebrating our 1-year anniversary at the end of May. So that's pretty exciting. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I read them all. Respond to many. And unlike the bargain basement twin tarot channels that give you nothing, they're like the cheap single ply toilet paper that just leaves a mess whenever you use it. We're like the healthy twin ply toilet paper that everyone adores and loves. We give out shout outs and secret cards. So I'd like to give a shout out to Jane Critchfield, who made a very kind and generous donation to the channel. Jane, there you go. Now that's where I want to see that 10 of Cups. Thank you so much. I hope you are having a wonderful day. That's the old happy family, right? And then to Catshoe111, also known as Cindy Collins, who also made a very kind contribution to the channel. 4 of Wands. Yes, we will celebrate that with you. Thank you so much. That was so kind of you. Ruth Erbach. Ruth, I loved your comment. She said that, the one thing that the non-bargain brand Twin Tarot does is they've healed a deep childhood trauma known as romper room. I loved your comment, so I was going to give you a shout out, and we're going to give you the 6 of Pentacles. Hopefully lots of good things of value come to you just for that small investment of making a comment, right? And then 2 more. I'd like to thank Robin Davis, who's just a constant supporter of the channel. Thank you so much for your kind contribution. Oh, you've got the same card. The 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, Robin, maybe you and Ruth should get together on that. Go invest some of those pentacles. And then Linda Myville, who also made a kind contribution. Linda, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. We got the 3 of Swords. David's heartbroken because I'm not going to tell him about your nice contribution. And then a card for the rest of us to send us off into the day. Oh my goodness, this is like the 4th time I pulled this card today. Once again, we got the 10 of Cups. So I hope you and your family are having a wonderful day. And thank you so much for tuning in and watching this nonsense. We love you very much. We really have a great time with this. And we hope to see you soon. Take care, folks. Bye. Did you stick around? That was a good freeze frame, wasn't it? Okay, one more card. Just for those that stuck around. If you stuck around, just say in the comment what the card is, okay? The Empress. You stuck around, and now all the good, fine things will come to you. Thank you so much, folks. Take care. Bye.